Sometimes we think about influence and we're like, oh man, I feel like you're influencing me to do this. I feel like you're influencing me to do that. But does influence always have to be bad? Could an influence be good, like a good influence, a good impact, a good change? And how somebody can be a good influence in your life. Who has been someone that has been a good influence in your life? The other day, a lady came to me. She slid through my DMs and she said, hey, I just noticed that, my daughter follows you. I said, what? Yeah, she said, my daughter actually follows you on Instagram. She said, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. She said, I felt so happy knowing that my daughter follows you. I was like, oh wow. Said, I hope I'm a good influence. Right? I hope I'm a good influence on your daughter. I hope I'm influencing your daughter in a positive way. She said, I know you are. Right? She said, that's what made me smile, because I know you are. If my daughter's following you, it's a good thing. I said, okay, I'll take it. Here we go. Tommy Spalding. Sometimes they say that the ball has to hit the ground before it bounces, right? Tommy Spalding was one of those people where the ball hit the ground and it had to bounce sometime, right? Just like a basketball on the court, it got to hit the ground before it bounces. This man was at rock bottom. He had risen to the heights of what we might call success in life. And he had risen so high and lost everything. Had so much debt, so much, like when people border on bankruptcy, when people have lost it all, when people have attained it all and lost it all, right? They've experienced the highest highs of success and then everything topples down. The house of cards topples down, and what is left? Who is left? When you feel like you don't have breath in your body. This man found himself in an airplane, and the plane was heading to one of the destinations he was going to speak at, and all of a sudden the plane caught crazy turbulence. Like, you ever been on a flight that's really turbulent? I've been on one of those flights. I've been, Spirit Airlines. Shout out to Spirit Airlines and Frontier Airlines. If you've ever been on Frontier or Spirit, sometimes them planes, it's a little rickety, right? It's a little rickety, right? You get what you pay for sometimes. So one time I was on one of them planes and I could feel the fear. It was like an aroma. It was like a pungent smell in the air. I could feel people's hearts palpitating. I could feel people screaming on the inside. I could feel people's fear in the air. And the plane felt like it was going to go down. I mean, I remember somebody was like, yo, what's going on? Like, are we okay? Are we all right here? And it was very unsure. It was very uncertain. So I know how that fear can feel when you're like thousands of feet in the air and you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. There are no guarantees. So Tommy Spalding was in one of these planes that was feeling like it was going down. And as everyone around was praying, he was praying as well. But instead of praying for the plane to be safe, instead of praying for the plane to land, Tommy Spalding was praying for the plane to crash. Let me say that again. He was praying for the plane to crash because he wanted it all to be over. He wanted to end it all. He said, maybe this is it. Maybe I can go away without shame. Maybe I can go away and clear my name. Maybe all the things that I've done, all the influence that I've had, all the things that have amounted to nothing in this moment, maybe it can finally mean something in this moment. If the plane goes down and if I'm no longer around. But thank goodness that plane didn't go down and he survived. And the ball bounced. And he made a comeback in his life. And he found people in his life that were a great influence in his life, and they allowed him to do the same for others. Who has been someone in your life that has been an influence in your life and allowed you to keep going? Who has been somebody that motivated you, that inspired you, that made you feel that you could keep going? When you wanted to quit, when you wanted to let go, when you wanted to lose it all, who was somebody in your life that made you stand tall? You know, comment below, let us know. Much love to the family. I've had people in my life, mentors, that have lifted me up in times when, there was no one else. And I'm so glad, I'm so thankful, because it was one of the best things that I did for my mental health at the time was just to reach out, And you never know who that might be. You might be that person for somebody, and you might never know that you have been that person that has been an influence on somebody's life. They may never tell you. You might never know. That's the thing. So the gift of influence, creating life-changing and lasting impact in your everyday interactions. Do you know that you have a chance and a choice, right? Like they say, we must make the choice to take a chance or our life will never change, right? Choices, chances, changes. You can make a choice in every moment to take a chance in every moment and to create change in every single moment. Whether it's just smiling at the cashier at the register in a grocery store. They have countless people come through there like beep, 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 beep. They're just scanning items all day. Why not give an encouraging word? Why not give a compliment? Why not say something that could uplift somebody? It costs you nothing. This is what boggles my mind. Kindness costs nothing, and yet it brings back so much in return. Lewis says, my wife, my sister, you, and Marissa Blackman. Shout out to Marissa Blackman. And much love. I'm glad that I've been a positive influence. So, think about the people in your life that have been positive influences in your life and that have influenced you for the better. Because there is a cycle of influence. There is a ripple of influence that once someone has thrown or cast a pebble in the pond, the ripples never stop. The influence never stops, right? The ripple never ceases. The positive energy increases. And it hits everyone that it touches. Think of how a teacher who might have had a good influence on your life, if you've ever had a teacher in your life that you really admired, that you really respected, that you really revered, well, guess what? That teaching is still here. Because that teaching transcends into everyone that you're reaching. That teacher's teaching hits everyone you're reaching, right? The energy is always expanding. And you can do it without even demanding. So much love. I just wanted to speak on this real quick. Let you know that you have this power. You have the power of influence every single day. What will you do with this power, right? Knowing that you've already done it. And how will you realize that you've already won it when it comes to influence? One more time, I'm going to show you the book one more time. It's called The Gift of Influence, Creating Life-Changing and Lasting Impact in Your everyday interactions, and you can do it every day. In fact, I look for moments where I can have a good influence. Where can I bring change in someone's life today? What is something good I can say about this person? What is something about this person that strikes out to me? What is a quality about this person that I enjoy? What is a bit of uniqueness about this person that they might not know themselves? That's one of my favorite things to do, is to point out something in you you might not have seen, right? It's just a simple compliment, but it can be so freeing, and it can allow you to come even more into your being, to say, wow, I enjoy myself, I love myself. This is a quality about myself that I hadn't known before. Letting you know that there's always more in store to explore. Awesome day, Louisa. Much love. Louisa is having an influence. We see Louisa now. She's been posting videos. She's taken up a challenge. I asked her the other day, I was like, what inspired you to take up this challenge? Because all of a sudden she's posting videos and she's talking about, you know, different things to uplift people, to encourage people, to empower people. And I asked her, I was like, what made you do that? What inspired you? She said, I watched one of your videos. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, I watched one of your videos and, you know, I just decided to start doing it. I was like, oh my goodness, you know, to know that you've had a positive influence. So I'm telling y'all, you may never know who, you may never know how, you may never know where, you may never know when, but just know that everything counts and that you always have an influence in somebody's life. Be it positive or negative, there's an influence going on. So much love. Yeah, Lewis says people really can't see their own light sometimes. And why do you feel that is? You know? Why do you feel it is that people can't see their own light? You know, someone shines their light, to other people it might be blinding. And to other people, the light might be revealing, you know? So some people are ready to see that light, and some people are ready to be that light. But it really all depends, you know? There's never an end to the amount of light that we can shine. So it's never a waste of time. That's what I love to believe. It's never in vain. So continue to be an influence, not only in your life, not only in your world, but in someone else's life, in someone else's world, in someone else's reality. Realize that you can always have an impact and always have an influence, and it can be something so small, so small. The small things affect all things, right? The little things are the big things, and they start to add up. They start to stack. Lewis says, we are too busy thinking we need to be something else. Someone reminds you of who you truly are. Exactly. 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 That's what we're talking about. That's the message. You know, when someone reminds you who you truly, that is the message right there. So thank you so much for being who you truly are. That is the message. So I'm about to go right here. I'm turning in this library book today. We just finished it by Tommy Spalding, The Gift of Influence, realizing the gift and that you have the power to lift, right? And not only do you have the power to lift, but you have the power to shift someone's life today.